Welcome to the OnlyFans Secrets Marketing Podcast. The goal of this podcast is to help both new and established OnlyFans creators learn the basics of online branding, marketing, and promotion to help you make more money with your content and maximize your time online. My name is Richard Lewis, and I have over 20 years of internet marketing experience. So let's get started with today's topic. And that topic is how to choose the best OnlyFans alternative for you. So as you all know, OnlyFans reversed its decision to remove adult content from its platform this week. The reverse came after a large outcry from creators and competitors swooping in to take advantage of OnlyFans' blunder. Our last episode, OnlyFans Betrayed Us All, was our most listened to episode ever over a 7-day period. So I know I have a lot of new listeners, and I welcome you all. So as a community, we were all forced to sit on a porcupine last week against our will, and we are still pulling the quills from our butt as we speak. So many creators are wondering if OnlyFans' announcement is just a stay of execution. This is why I'm devoting this episode to evaluating OnlyFans' competitor websites. At this time, it is a good idea to have a backup platform for your content. So the need to rely on another platform can also be daunting, but it's worth looking into. So let's go ahead and look together at the key factors to evaluate, as well as the changing fan site landscape. Okay, so there was the fan site space before the third week of August 2021, and now there is a totally different space emerging after it. No one is concerned about the life jackets or the lifeboats as long as the ship is going full speed ahead. But when it looks like the ship is about to go down, people scramble to find something, anything that will float. In some cases, creators jumped on a passing ship and have decided it's better than the one they were on. In other cases, creators gained a new perspective that the HMS OnlyFans isn't unsinkable, and that one day it might decide to take everyone down with it. So now creators are deciding to jump ship from OnlyFans, or maybe just buy themselves some sinking ship insurance on other platforms. So I did a recent article on Fansly on how you can promote yourself on Fansly, which you can go ahead and check out at the SEObounty.com blog. And I will be devoting more time to other platforms on this podcast as well. So I wanted to go ahead and create a list of factors that creators can look for when determining where to make a second home. So keep in mind that these are the factors for the site, not your personal factors like the kind of content you want to create. Different sites allow different types of content, so that is certainly a factor, but this list is more about how to evaluate any content creation site you may decide to try out and want to earn income from. So before I go into these decisive factors, I ran a poll at OnlyFans Hero on Twitter, which if you've listened to the podcast for a while, you're very familiar with. That's the promo that I run personally on Twitter at OnlyFans Hero. And I asked the question as a poll, what are your plans with OnlyFans now? Now the options were to stay on OnlyFans, to leave OnlyFans for an alternative website, or to have an OnlyFans and an alternative website. So what happened? The results were that 44% of creators said that they would be staying on OnlyFans. So 44% of people are deciding that they are just going to stick with the platform. And 21% of people said they were leaving OnlyFans for other platforms, meaning they were no longer going to be running their OnlyFans. And 35% of creators said that they would be having both the OnlyFans and an alternate site. So this is why I decided to go ahead and do this episode, so that for all of those people who are deciding, and that's about 56% of people who are now looking for a new fan site home, at least either to complement their OnlyFans or to go out on your own and just have that be your main source as a fan site. All right, so what are the decisive factors for your next content creation site? Okay, first, site security for your content. The fact that this factor comes in first above all others in my list is not a coincidence. Millions of free images are now all over the internet because of OnlyFans' general negligence when it comes to protecting creator content. If OnlyFans ever does become a public company, I expect, and this is my opinion, they will need to settle a class action lawsuit in regards to this before they are able to move forward. Their negligence should not be accepted as the norm, and for most content creation platforms, they are now seeing the need to develop a deep level of commitment to fight content leaks from both inside their platform and without. When choosing a good OnlyFans backup site, you want to pay close attention to the structure of the site and how easy it is to breach. As I mentioned when discussing the rise of Fansly, content creators banded together to check the security of a number of fan sites and were able to determine the ease of which users and content creator accounts could be accessed. It's not just the security of the page, but also how willing the site is to fight outside forces. So I've mentioned that the site scrapers make it easy for OnlyFans content to be leaked on Discord servers, among other places. So if the site is not active in helping enforce your DMCA rights and taking down apps or servers that violate those rights, then they are likely not good enough to move your business to. Most sites will also have the most basic protections in place, like prevention of screenshots or downloads, but don't take that for granted either. Look for all issues that could arise from, that would challenge your privacy or make it easy for your content to become leaked. All right, number 2, respect for the work creators produce. So, the max exodus from OnlyFans in August 2021 after their initial announcement of ending adult content, which obviously they reversed a week later, was not entirely due to the changing of their rules, but from a long simmering sense that OnlyFans didn't appreciate the core of their creator community or what they produce. OnlyFans embraced and then distanced itself once it got big enough from the very creators that made the site successful to begin with. It's hard to feel comfortable on a platform that doesn't promote you or acknowledge your existence. Respect is very important as a factor when it comes to where you decide to work and who you decide to work with. If your cheerleading coach, for instance, came into practice every day and told you that he was only doing this for the paycheck, it doesn't feel like cheerleading is even a sport, how motivated would you be to go home and practice every day? So when looking at a good fan site to work with, you want to make sure that no matter what kind of content you are producing, there are outlets or promotion for you on that site. You want to make sure that other creators like you are on the platform and they are thriving and feel respected. At the end of the day, it's going to matter and make a big difference on your success and productivity. All right, number 3, members who spend money. One huge factor is whether or not the fan site that you choose has actual members on it who subscribe, tip, and spend money. So I have definitely made analogies before, and including the episode about how OnlyFans is very much like a strip club. But, how OnlyFans is like a strip club. So, how long would dancers stick around in a place where the clientele never tips? It doesn't matter how many people are inside an establishment if they are all just there to look and never cough up any money you might as well just be spending your time elsewhere. This is the same concept for a fan site. This is why I am not saying to look at, say traffic stats or any random revenue numbers that a fan site might throw at you. What good is earning 100% of nothing? The one important factor that set OnlyFans apart is that people actually ponied up money on OnlyFans. Right now, some people are accusing, Fansly of being an OnlyFans clone. But structuring your site in the same way as something that works isn't a bad idea. No matter how much of a head start sites like Fan Center or Is My Girl might have had on OnlyFans as it was growing, they weren't able to get people to spend their money in big ways on their sites. This matters because it will take you a while to front load your content onto a platform, and you don't want to do all of that for nothing. So talk to other creators about what they are making as far as monetarily on a platform before you make the jump. And just some more notes on stats that might be given to you. Of course, these sites are going to put whatever stats are going to look most impressive. So if they're earning, a certain amount of money, let's say, people on this platform have earned $100 million. Okay, well, they could have had 2 or 3, maybe 100 people who are very successful and everyone else wasn't earning anything. So really it doesn't matter if they say, people have earned $100 million on this platform, which is, it's better than nothing. But keep in mind that if that's what they're leading with, then it's likely that they're trying to impress you with that big number, but that might not necessarily be great for you. So you want to look at these kind of stats that are being pushed out on these fan sites and just keep in mind that they are going to go ahead and put whatever stat is going to make them look best. But remember that you're looking out for yourself and be looking at the kind of stats that will benefit you. Okay, number 4. Ease of integration for your current fans and content. Okay, so everyone hates change. Everyone. If your fans have been subscribing and seeing your content on one platform like OnlyFans, and then you tell them you're moving somewhere else, they will be hesitant. Once they arrive at the new place, they might enjoy it a lot more. But if it's a struggle to get them there, and that's, definitely going to be a problem. They will need to sign up, provide a credit card, or payment method, to this next site and then settle in. Not everyone is a genius with websites and the internet still. And if you have older fans who just basically know how to set up a Twitter or log into their email, that can be an even bigger struggle. So you want to make sure that this new platform makes it as easy as possible to migrate. Do they have a simple authentication email system that actually works? Is the site going down sometimes, possibly causing, your fans frustration? Do you have a good link that they can easily find you with? These are all important factors you have to take into consideration before moving. Besides just moving your fans, you may need to integrate your content as well. Sites like Pocket Stars have integration packages you can buy for file transfers, while others require a more manual approach. Many creators have to use some of the same evil scrapers that hackers use to get their own content off their own pages to use for their next site.